Okay, y'all. Today we are putting a twist on these turkey legs and making them become even more tasty than they already are by stuffing them with a wonderful cheese pasta mix and some shrimp and peppers and everything else. So y'all, follow along with me as we go through each step of getting this wonderful little dish together. I'll meet you over there on the counter as we prep these legs. We're going to get this recipe started by drying off our clean turkey legs here. I've already kind of washed them off and got my oven warming at 350 degrees. And so now these are already gotten dry. So now what I want to do is I'm using a little bit of liquid smoke here, and I'm going to come across this and give them a good bathe in this. Now, I got some softened butter here. What I'm going to do now is just rub this butter all over them really well. And if you're wondering an easy way to soften your butter without necessarily melting it, I just took this little bowl right here and I put some water in it and I put it in the microwave for a little bit, and then I poured the water out and capped it on top of the butter, and that just melted it, well, softened it without necessarily melting it. And I want to get a good amount on there because we're going to be baking these legs uncovered. Okay, so I got my hands washed up a little bit there so I can handle my seasonings. I'm gonna season this now with just a little bit of seasonings. I have garlic powder. I have curry. And you can season these with whatever your favorite seasonings is, or some kind of rub that you might have. And then I'm using onion powder. And I'm gonna season these on both sides. And then I'm gonna use a little Cajun seasoning. Flip them over. So there we got them seasoned up really well. And now, what I wanna do is take, I'm gonna put them on this cookie sheet right here. All right, and what I want to do is I have some broth, a little bit of it's actually chicken broth, and I'm gonna pour just a little bit of this in the pan because I don't want them to stick, and I know they're gonna emit a little bit of juice, but I'm just doing this as a precaution because I want to keep as much of this turkey intact as possible. So there we go, onto the cookie sheet. And I'm gonna put this in the oven. And we're gonna shoot for an hour and a half, but I'm gonna be checking throughout to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do. We need the internal temperature of this turkey leg to reach 160 degrees. So I'll be checking that before I consider this done. And as we get closer to the done stage, I'll then be ready for the second step of this recipe. I've got my hot water getting ready, and I broke my pasta, and I'm just going to put this in this water and let this go for about 7 minutes. And this is while for the last 15 minutes that I'm getting this ready for my turkey legs when they come out of the oven in about 15 minutes. And now we're going to move on to the next step. We're getting the bechamel sauce together now. This is 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of flour. And we're gonna cook that down. As you know, bechamel is equal part butter and flour. And we're just gonna cook this till we get this flour taste off. And the flour should be like a brownish color, and it's gonna be kind of dry and pasty as you go. Now that's the brownness that I want. I'm gonna go ahead and add my half and half. And I'm gonna add it just a little at a time until it starts to get smooth like I want it. Okay, this bechamel has come to a boil, so now I'm turning it off. And that was about 1.5 cups of half and half that I put in there. So now I'm ready to add my cheese. I'm using a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna do about 1.5 cups of that. So that's about my half cup right there. And we'll go with about 1 cup over here. Okay, and stir that around. And when you're making your sauce, when you add it to your pasta, if it feels like it's a little thick for you, all you have to do is just add a little bit more cream, and it'll bring it right on back to the level of thinness that you want. And I can tell already this is probably a little thick for me, but we'll see when we add it to the pasta, because I'm gonna leave a little bit of that pasta water in there, which is also a thickener. So this is our cream sauce now for our pasta. So I've drained my pasta there, and I reserved, I reserved some of the water here just in case I need to loosen it up. So here I'm gonna go ahead and add most of the cheese sauce, reserve just a little bit of it for topping. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna toss this around. Okay, and then I want to just put just a little bit of this Creole seasoning in there, and just a little bit, right? All right. And it looks like this. And we're just gonna leave this here now while we get our next step ready. Now we want to get our shrimp together while our pasta is cooking. And I'm gonna cut these shrimp like so because I want them to have a bite in each phase of this eating process. And if we leave them big like this, we'll only, have shrimp in just a few of the bites because we'll be eating a whole shrimp. So we're just cutting them. They've already been peeled and deveined. And I'm putting them on this paper towel so that they can be dry before I start to season. I want to dry them. And then put them in the bowl. The only seasoning that I want on these shrimp is a little bit of this Creole seasoning because it has salt in it, so that's all we need, and toss them around. And then when we, cook them in the butter also has salt in it, salted butter. So in my skillet, I have a little bit of olive oil, about a teaspoon, and to that I added about a tablespoon of butter. And now I'm going to put just about a half a teaspoon of garlic in there. Move that around. And now I'm ready to add my shrimp here. Here we go. Add my shrimp. And we're going to get this until it's just pink. Oops. I'm going to save this one. Save me. Yes. You can see it doesn't take long for them to turn pink. It's not even a minute yet. And see how they're already doing what they're supposed to do. They are almost there, and the only thing I want to add to it now is a little bit of this, just a touch of crushed red peppers. It's a touch, and I'm going to add just a little bit of smoked paprika. And we can turn the eye off on this because these are ready. I don't know why one of them keep wanting to, oops, I'm making a mess here. But one of them keep wanting to go under the skillet, but we're using all of these, honey. Okay, now I removed those shrimp, but we have plans for that good butter and garlic sauce down there. And I know y'all been saying, well, where's the booze? Here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna use a little bit of this bourbon whiskey to deglaze my skillet here. There's 2 tablespoons that I'm using, and I'm gonna let a little bit of that alcohol burn off, just a little bit. Okay, so this has reduced. And so now what I'm going to do is take this little bit of glaze right here and pour it right on into that leftover cheese sauce that I reserved, right? Get it in there. And I'll move it around. And see that cheese sauce got a little stiff from being cold? I'm gonna add just a little bit of this water to it, that pasta water. That's why you always don't throw your pasta water away until it's over. Now when I get ready to pour this over, I'm gonna bring the heat back up in this and pour a little bit of more pasta water in there, and then we'll have this as a creamy topping there. See? Okay, y'all, my turkey has been cooking now for 1 hour, and I need to make sure the internal temperature reaches 160, and that's what I'm going for. 160. Oh, good, good, good. Good, good, good. Okay, it's actually more at 180, so perfect. So this is done. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna tint a little foil over it, and I'm just gonna sit it back in the oven that I've turned off so that it stays warm until I get my other ingredients together, and they're going right now. The last thing that I do here is I have my little butter melting in this skillet, and I want to just saute a few red bell peppers here for a little bit of taste, but more so for color on all of that yellow and brown, you know. So I just saute that just a little bit before I plate my turkey leg. And I try to leave that crunch in there, y'all. And that's pretty much that. Okay, so there, we're out of the stove now after our turkey legs have set in there with the juices redistributing throughout there as we got the final touches on our last ingredient. So we're gonna go ahead and plate it this way. And then what I'm gonna do is just cut a slit so tender. Ooh, it's a little hot there, but we're just gonna cut it and we're gonna break it open like so. Ooh, yes, it's hot. But I gotta get it open so we can get our good stuff in there. Just like so. Now we're ready to put the pasta on. And I'm just gonna take it and kind of twirl it a little bit and then get it on there. Oops, there we go. A bit more. Pasta ready. All right, now I'm ready to put some shrimp on there. We're now gonna add a little bit of these bell peppers. And you see when you add that, how the color starts to pop? Yeah, that's what we want it to do. And then finally, remember, and our whiskey, cheesy whiskey sauce. And let me lift this up and drizzle just a little bit of that on top, like so. A little bit more. And then I'm just gonna shake just a little bit of this parsley flakes on it, y'all. And that's it, boom. We have our stuffed Boozin turkey leg right there. Okay, y'all, I want to thank you all again so very much for joining me again in this Boozin food kitchen where you know we're gonna always keep it boozy. Well, we got it done, y'all. This pasta and shrimp stuffed turkey leg. Ooh, that was a mouthful, but we got it done. And y'all, I hope you all would just give this easy recipe a try. There's a few layers to it, but I tell you all, it is worth the labor. It is a wonderful dish and very filling. It's almost like a casserole, just one serving, one dish meal, I guess to say. Well, anyway, y'all give it a try and you'll see just how easy it really is to put together and how much is really worth the effort. But anyway, I'm gonna go on and get out of here. And I use spaghetti with my cheese, but that can be macaroni and cheese very easily, or anything else you want to stuff it with. But anyway, let me go on and get me a couple of bites of this because I am hungry and I know you all got other things to do too. So let me get on out of your hair and get on into this, y'all. Ooh, I got a big shrimp on there that time. Woo! Everything I knew would be. One more bite, y'all. Let me get a little pasta this time.